Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Clubhouse. What's happening? Yeah. Hey. Welcome to the Genesis Block. This is your boy Big Mar, man, coming to you live from Sunjoin Studios this morning with a wonderful panel of experts so we can talk about some of the latest news. My man Bitcoin Zay is on a plane right now trying to make it all the way to his crib. I ain't gonna tell you where that's at. He's headed back from a wonderful weekend that he had. I know y'all probably seen him on Twitter, but shout out to everybody out here in Facebook land, out here in the good old Clubhouse land. As a matter of fact, hey, make sure if you're not a member of the Black Bitcoin Billionaires website right now, you go over there and join. We are about to open up a large Discord server just for Black Bitcoin Billionaires for everybody. We already got one for our ambassadors, we got one for the mods, but we ready to make one server for all of our members. So be on the lookout on the Black Bitcoin Billionaires. Go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com, join, and you'll get an email when the server is ready. The reason why we doing that is because some of you all are on Android and you just can't wait and you want some of this great content. So what we're going to do is try to do shows in both places. I ain't told the mods this yet, but if they want to do a show over there, we can do it there, because Discord actually just launched something called Stages, which is going to be huge, I believe, for Discord, because that's another place for us to get more people and more people who may not even be on the Apple iOS device. But I'm going to launch that server here probably today sometime. So make sure you go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com to go sign up so that when you get this email, what's going on, Miss Tracy? When you get this email, you'll be able to go and join the server. So appreciate y'all. Well, yeah, since we don't have Bitcoin Zay today, what I'm going to do is go over a couple of the stories that I've seen that came out. One of the news stories, which wound up being news, is that Michael Saylor actually came on Clubhouse for the first time last week. I think a lot of you guys were pinging me. I wasn't in a position. I was hanging out with the fam. You know what I'm saying? The fam come first all the time. Just to make that clear with everybody. Like, fam come first. But we was hanging out with the fam and everybody was pinging me, and Michael Saylor was in. And then the next thing you saw was they just purchased some more Bitcoin this morning, I believe. MicroStrategy. Somebody said, good deal, Lamar, Discord. So here's my question. Since that seems to be the thing that's driving news, is this dude, Michael Saylor, is over here DCAing with corporate money. I think something that was said from when he came on, something that they said is that every time his company reaches $50 million in revenue, he buys Bitcoin. Did anybody else hear that? Can anybody else speak to that?
Yeah, I noticed that he was doing that once he first got started. That's what he said he was going to do, and I mean, he's just pretty much living out what he's what he said he was going to do, pretty much. You know, right now is a good time to start DCAing. So, as a business and personal.
Hey, not only that, but I mean, dude just borrows money as well to buy Bitcoin. So he's not only just DCAing, he's like borrowing money, any money that he can, to put it into Bitcoin.
Yep, OPM, yeah. Other people's money.
And one of the things that he was talking about on Clubhouse is that he was like, if you are a Bitcoin native company like Swan Bitcoin and some of those other companies that are in the Bitcoin space, and you don't have Bitcoin on your corporate balance sheet, shame on you. So he was kind of talking to other CEOs and saying, hey guys, if you're in the Bitcoin ecosystem and your revenues depend on the development or the adoption of Bitcoin, you should absolutely be investing your company's money in Bitcoin. So that was another kind of spin on his view. So it was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, think about how these other companies are going to feel knowing that situation that he's done for his company and what they're missing out on. I feel like there's going to be just a big influence of people or companies that come in with that same mindset, like you just said.
Bro, imagine Fortune 500 FOMO for Bitcoin. I think that's what we about to see.
For sure.
I put a tweet out the other day, said just sit back and watch the billionaires compete over Bitcoin while we all get wealthy. And what's dope about that, yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. But what's dope about that is normally regular everyday people are not positively affected by corporate investments, right? So him buying Bitcoin against no debt, dollar cost averaging millions of dollars, it's actually a good thing for us. So I mean, I just sat here and thought about, like, I've never really seen corporations make transactions that actually benefited people as we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I just look at it right now too from a Tesla perspective, right? Because that's one of the most well-known examples of billions of dollars being added to a company's balance sheet, right? Just due to the appreciation from Bitcoin. They're not trading it, not doing anything with it except for holding it, and then, you know, starting to accept it for people to to give away their wealth to them, right? So that's one of the primary examples. And a lot of this stuff that Michael Saylor is doing is just reintroducing and as well as redefining what it means in order to take advantage of this new emergent asset, right? And to get away from that depreciating dollar. So all positive things in the space.
Man.
Yeah. And
How many of y'all have a business and you accept Bitcoin?
I do, for sure.
Definitely.
I was
Okay,
ready to ask another question. I was basically
I just wanted to make sure we had that.
Yeah, I was about
Go ahead, Lamar.
I was about to ask a different question though, Vegan. It's not about it who accepts it. My question is, all the small business owners on stage, how many of you all are taking a cue from Michael Saylor, or taking that strategy from him and actually holding Bitcoin in reserve on your balance sheet? I mean, I can speak for Sunjoin. Sunjoin has some Bitcoin in on their asset side of their balance sheet for sure.
And this is Naja Roberts, of course, for first of all, for crypto blockchain plug, we absolutely keep Bitcoin on our balance sheet. But something that we're doing new for 2021 is for Crypto Kids Camp. It is a part of our endowment fund. So we are making some changes just based on some of the things that I'm seeing in the nonprofit sector.
My man on Facebook said, "I don't now, but I will," because I think the thing is, it's no different than you holding it for yourself. Except here's the thing: like when you're talking about business and your book value and looking at the fundamentals of a business, like if you have a lot of excess cash, normally you need to have that cash work in some form or fashion so that it can continue to grow the enterprise value of your business. Well, if there's not a lot of grand investments right now, a lot of other ways you can put capital out there that, you know, is going to take more money, then it's really easy for you to take some of that cash while you're looking for other investments to grow other parts of your business and put it into Bitcoin as a savings mechanism. I think that's not, I don't think that's something that's really that difficult to do. And I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that is an actual option that is outside of maybe your traditional means of putting it in a money market account or something like that when you have this excess cash.
Yeah.
What I want to say also, so that they understand when we talk about the balance sheet, right? So the balance sheet consists of assets minus liabilities equals your owner's equity. So assets are things that go up in value over time. Liabilities are things that go down in value over time. And then what you're left with is your equity. And so historically, cash has been considered an asset. But what Michael Saylor was saying before was that, is it really an asset if it's depreciating? So now, even from an accounting perspective, if the US dollar is the main currency that we're using, and that itself is depreciating, if we move now to a Bitcoin standard, is cash even an asset or is it a liability?
Man,
one of the things that he talked a lot about is the mindset shift that's going to be required for any board of directors to get on board. He talked about, if you have a private company, it's a little bit easier, right? Because it's maybe you and a partner, then you and a founder, you can sit down and talk about this. If you have a public company, it's a little harder, right? It is a complete and total mindset shift. And he said that, part of his strategy was to just sit down and get his board of directors on board with this idea that Bitcoin is just a stronger store of value than the dollar. And so he shared that anybody with the company or anybody starting something needs to make sure they're working with people that are mission aligned and that are kind of connected and have a good understanding of the culture, or else you're not going to get the leadership of your company on board to make this decision. And he just talked about the importance of timing. This is not going to be helpful 3-4 years from now. You have to make these decisions now.
Man. Hey, did you guys hear him on the when he was talking with the folks at MIT, where they had their Bitcoin conference, their Bitcoin Expo? I thought one of the poignant things that he said in that chat, that fireside chat that he had, was that like 99% of businesses fail. But what if you bought Bitcoin and you borrowed against your Bitcoin to start your business? Your business could potentially fail and you could still get rich because of the Bitcoin appreciation. That was key.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. Because I've been accumulating Bitcoin for a while, but then in order to really get my CPA business, established, I had to borrow against it. And Lamar had brought up some of the risks to that, and so I can finally say that I've officially paid off my Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency loans. So now all my keys are mine. So
yes,
I got the keys, I got the cheese.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We want to make sure everybody is keeping hold of that, man, because that's what's gonna change us in the future. Like, real talk, like us having actual control over our asset, this appreciating asset, that's what's going to change our perspective, or our trajectory, I should say, for our generations. Real talk, man, for us to have that actual ownership. But I just want to stop real quick and tell everybody, listen, out there in Facebook land, out there in YouTube land, make sure you share, comment, like, subscribe, whatever platform you on. And everybody that's here right now on Clubhouse, make sure you share this out. This is what I'm gonna do today. So I want people to go out to Twitter right now, take the link. If you don't know how to do it, you hit the plus sign and you hit share that link out on Twitter right now with the hashtag BBB Genesis block. And today I'm going to pick somebody to drop 50,000 Satoshis to. So do that right now. I'm going to do it on show. I'm going to drop 50,000 Satoshis to somebody who's in the audience right now, who's going to go out and share this this room by hitting plus and then hitting the share button. Excuse me. And then once you do that, you share that out and you hashtag BBB Genesis block. That's the hashtag BBB Genesis block. You do that today, we're going to find you when we hit our second hour, and I'm dropping somebody 50,000 Satoshis today. So make sure y'all go do that, and it gives us an opportunity to try to participate, because everybody don't get to get on stage. So this gives everybody an opportunity to participate with us. People who are listening on Facebook, YouTube, y'all can do the same thing. Go out, hashtag BBB Genesis block. And anybody who's dropping their address in the comments, do not send them any money on Facebook. Please do not do that. But yeah, man. So yeah, getting back to it, let's talk about. So we talked about Michael Saylor, large company. We talk about small businesses. Bitcoin's and I had the pleasure of being on one of the largest podcasts right now, the 85 South Show, and it was really crazy and funny and everything. And we wind up getting a lot of people to sign up that want to come get some Bitcoin. Here's my question. How do we get like the everyday individual, especially black folk, how do we get them to understand the importance of getting even a little bit of Bitcoin and holding on to it? Like, what are some strategies you guys have used and seen that have showed people the importance of actually holding this type of an asset?
That's been one of the hardest things that I've come in contact with. It's basically getting them to understand how valuable this asset is. So one of the things I use is kind of like the price point from where it's been and where it's at now. Kind of like just breaking down that formula of how much they could have made if they would have came in Bitcoin a year ago. And basically just letting them know that, hey, your money in the bank is not going to make any money whatsoever. And we have an asset right here that's growing at a minimum of 200% per year. Versus your bank account growing 1%. I just think that is a great opportunity for people that look like me that's been disenfranchised, and we have to take whatever means necessary to get our people to understand how important this is. But that's one of the things that I use, kind of the price point, where we're starting and where we at.
That's a tough question, Lamar, man. I'll tell you, man, straight up. Like yesterday, I tried to give somebody some Bitcoin yesterday. You know what they told me? They was like, "What's the catch?" I was like, "There is no catch. I'm giving you Bitcoin so you can get that journey started." And they was like, "Nah, it's got to be something." And I'm like, "Nah, it's not." So I don't know, man. It's at the core of some folks' belief that they feel like, you know, there's got to be something involved. Things are too good to be true. Yeah. And usually they are, but like, I'm not giving them a whole Bitcoin. I'm giving them a piece of Bitcoin.
Right.
It's just amazing.
It's funny because here's the thing, right? It's like if you told them you was going to give them a gold necklace, how many people turn that down? Right? They would be... They'll be hype off of that. Oh man, for real? Then now you know what? They might even say, "What's the catch on this? This ain't real. It's gonna turn my neck green." I already know. I know that's gonna happen too. But that's the problem. Like, we have to figure out a way to get over the hump and make sure that people understand what it is we're trying to put in their hands, right? And the easiest way to do that is just to send it to them. So everybody that's listening to this, brand new people that are listening to this, checking this out from the 85 South Show, thank y'all for coming through, signing up. I'm going to get the ambassadors on, passing a little bit of Bitcoin out to everybody again. Make sure you accept it. Make sure when you get that notification in your wallet that you actually accept the Bitcoin. Just accept it. It's yours. Once you got it, it's yours. And then we're going to teach you how to make it actually yours by putting it on your own wallet. But first, just accept the Bitcoin, please. Please. But yeah, go ahead. I still want to hear some other strategies that you all have come up with.
Well, I got a strategy. What I do is like, I start kind of with the family members, and I have just a presentation that I kind of build up from the knowledge I've gained, and just keep it simple, introduce it to them. And during the meeting, I ask them to, to download the wallet, and I send them all, Bitcoin. And it's like maybe 10% of them actually stick with it. And to my, my younger, like my nieces and everything, and my younger cousins, what I'll do is I'll start them off with Bitcoin. I'll start them off with dollar cost averaging and send them some Bitcoin. And they're like, wow. I say, if you keep up with it, I'll match your contributions for 3 months. So that gets them going. And when I'm out like at the VA, I was having trouble, getting around. A guy helped me out. And so I tip people in Bitcoin. And one thing I was thinking about, I was at a club in Long Beach. It was like many years ago, and they were making it rain dollars. I was thinking about maybe we have an event and we make it rain Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? And then I think that'll get some of the enthusiasm up, and and get them a little education to go with it. So that's my thought, or at least let them rain some kind of some flyers or cards or something like that they get the education, and when they finish it, they'll get some Bitcoin. That way, I think just giving it to them, that's okay, but the education to go with it is so much more powerful.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times nobody gonna. It's like if they hungry. That's what I always say. It's hard to teach a person to fish when they hungry. Like sometimes you just gotta give them the fish and then teach them. You know what I'm saying? Let them eat first. And what I've seen over my time is the people that I give the Bitcoin to, if I give them a small amount and I tell them, listen, this is a gift, and I'm like, listen, you wouldn't throw away any other gift that I have, then they haven't been able to hold on to it. I always use the example of a buddy of mine I gave $10 to, and now his $10 is worth, well, now it's probably worth like $4,500 to $4,800. You see what I'm saying? So he held on, and now it's worth almost $5,000. So he's telling everybody else, man, Lamar gave me this a long time ago. But that's the kind of thing, right? Like that's why I think giving it to people helps them, because then they can actually see it. I just don't know what the problem is, why people won't you know what I'm saying, why people won't keep it. Like why they won't give it back.
That's what I was about to say. I think when we give it to them and they didn't actually I'm not gonna say put in their work for it, but they don't value it. So they'll see it go up and they'll just sell it because they don't understand the principle of how important it is, and how big this gift is going to be in the future. So people always will be in that situation. They'll be like, oh, I remember I had $25 of Bitcoin last year, XYZ. And then they'll do the math and see how much it's worth now. And that's when people kind of take it serious, because I'm pretty sure everybody on the stage had Bitcoin at one point way before, but we understood how important it was. And we probably sold it before we didn't have the understanding that we have now. So the only thing in between that is just the knowledge. So I think the knowledge is first and foremost, but they just have to understand the long game of it.
Right. And like Terrence said, that takes education. But to get to that education, how do you get them through the door, right? You got to get them in the room first before you can teach them. That's my whole thing. I was
just say my education is just like 7 short slides, just to give them an intro. Once they look it over, it tells them how to download the wallet. Because if they don't have the education, how are they gonna know to download the wallet?
Bro.
So it kind of steps it through. They need to get to get the wallet first and understand what it's about.
Lamar, you doing that? Playing rock over? Somebody will turn you to a friend. Africa back bottle.
Right, I know what happened. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I would just say, 10 minutes about education, what's a wallet, what it's about, what is real money. And I just said it.
Hey, I totally agree, bro. I've done like some presentations and things like that, and they absolutely help break down the selfishness a lot of people have about Bitcoin or anything new for that matter. But when you're talking about people parting with their dollars to get into something else, is especially in our community, we really have to emphasize and educate and present in a way that makes them feel comfortable, like, okay, this is something that's really worth investing into. And like getting to the point where we have to be comfortable, or I love the fact of making people feel comfortable with being early to the situation, like being early to an asset, like instead of waiting on the cosign from all these Fortune 500s after they've thrown, hundreds of billions of dollars in, like we okay being first. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. Presentations are huge.
Yeah, there's three things I normally do. Like, first, I normally work with the kids because, adults, it's been harder because you can work for 3-4 years and they still don't believe. But with kids, like I got little kids who are like 11, 12 years old. I talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. They're like, oh, they hear about that in cartoons. They hear about that in video games, and they're all for it. And when you tell them that they can get paid cryptocurrency just by doing video games or by streaming, the kids are all for it. And sometimes I let the kids wind up educating their own parents. So I normally start with the kids first. And then the other thing I do is I normally just document my journey. So I created videos back in 2017. I think they had like 20, 30 views maybe. But now, in retrospect, those are the views that people use as reference to say, oh, he actually knows what he's talking about. So I mostly work with the kids. I try not to struggle with the adults because that struggle can be real.
Yeah, I'm with you, CJ. Like, I find the same thing. Like, I've had a lot of parents. So I started just teaching small courses to teach kids about cryptocurrency and the history of money. And what I find is that a lot of times the parents are listening in, right? And it creates an on-ramp for them to get educated. I've even had parents reach out to me to get some recommendations of some of the kiddie books so that they could read them, right? Because, those kiddie books, there's a great book out there that explains blockchain. And it is probably one of the best explanations that I've seen of blockchain technology. And so I found that has been a really effective on-ramp for me. And I think people are, it's the psychology. Like, you feel really good about offering these education resources to your children, even if you don't know. At least you're investing in that next generation. And so I found that to be really effective, to start with the kids, that introduces a conversation about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but more importantly, a conversation on financial education. It's April, which is Financial Literacy Month. So, there are lots of additional conversations you can have once you get a parent that says, yes, this is important to me. I would like my children to get this information, and I probably need to spend some time and brush up on it for myself as well.
Miss Charlene, somebody's on YouTube asking, what's the name of the book, please? Everybody's saying, what's the name of the book? What's the book called?
It's called Blockchain for Babies.
It's called Blockchain for Babies. And Qvani on YouTube saying he's 15. He said, I'm 15 and trying to learn. So
yay. Yeah,
Man,
ping
look
me
at
on
that.
Instagram, Kavani. We have lots of resources for you, Kavani. So Kavani, actually, let me invite you to my room on Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Myself, Jakumi, and Timat. We do teaching Bitcoin to the babies. On the second hour, we bring kids on stage to ask questions and to answer questions. So he is absolutely welcome to join us on Clubhouse and come to our room. Ping me on Instagram, Kavani. I'll talk to you about some of my classes. And I know we also have on stage the founder of Crypto Kids Camp, Fred Brandon, or the executive director. So we have lots of resources for young people that are trying to onboard in the kids space.
Oh Lord, these people over here can't hear when you say it. What's the name of the book one more time? I'm just messing with y'all. What's the name of the book one more time?
It's called Blockchain for Babies. I can tweet it out. Actually, I can tweet out a picture or something.
Yeah, tweet it to the hashtag BBB Genesis Block, so then everybody can see what's going on. Like,
absolutely,
tweet it to that.
Will do. I'll work on that right now.
Oh Lord, I accidentally hit there's a spam comment down there. You guys do not answer any of those spam comments. I'm blocking them as fast as I possibly can. We still getting them. I mean, these cats are resilient. Matter of fact, I know it's somebody for a fact that is sitting in our rooms listening. So whenever we go live, this is what they do. So just be careful about that. Somebody said, where can you get the book, Miss Charlene?
Oh, you can get the book on Amazon. Yep, I bought it on Amazon.com. I've purchased every book that's available on all this stuff. I have little ones. I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm actively teaching my kids about this. And so I also am evaluating the resources that are out there. So, I'm happy. I just took a photo. I'll tweet it out real quickly.
Awesome. So everybody, this is what I was going to say right now too. Let's talk about this really quickly, because there's one thing that gets people really confused. One of the things that we've seen over the past couple of weeks or so is where the Bitcoin price has kind of gone what they call sideways, which means that it hasn't really gone up. It hasn't really gone down. It's kind of stayed in an accumulation zone from what I see. If you know what I mean by accumulation zone, that's where you can just keep on buying it and ain't sweating it too much because it's kind of stable. But the thing is that people that we are introducing to Bitcoin, they come to Bitcoin, get on an exchange with a whole bunch of other coins, and they start noticing that Bitcoin's barely moving and some of these other very small ones are really moving. How do we get people to not become coinaholics off top? And I'm gonna shoot that directly at Miss Naja. Miss Naja, how do we get people not to take a sip of that, because that's what happens. They wind up hopping on one of these other ones and getting high, and then they addicted to it, and they wind up missing the actual substance. Like it's almost like a crack addiction. You know what I'm saying? But Miss Naja, could you tell us how do you talk people around trying to get in some of these other ones that might not be as solid as Bitcoin?
Well, the first thing, Brother Lamar, you say it best. They have to maybe pay a little bit for their education, right? So, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So basically, I've stopped trying to convince people and just letting experience be the best teachers, because they have not yet felt the ramifications of the tax implications, some of those other things. And it just takes for you to tell your story in order to get them off of that train to buy those altcoins, because what all looks good and glitters is not gold. And so, again, you gotta tell them your story if you have one, but then you gotta let them experience it, because it's just like a kid. You tell them something is hot, and most of the time, some of them try to touch it anyway. And so adults are no different, especially in this altcoin situation where it looks like you're doing good, and you may. And I tell everybody, 5,000, 10,000, you got people making those types of returns, and they think it's great, but they've yet to pay the taxes. They've yet to deal with a lot of other things. When they try to come back into Bitcoin, the price is higher. And so I just, again, as we talked about trying to educate people, it's the same thing with these altcoins. It's just really difficult for our folks, especially since we get into things with the get rich quick mentality. It just, it's they got to bump their head. So I'll just say it that way.
Hey, Ryan Cooper said, "What's up?" He said, "Hey, Naja." And Richard Dowdy said, "That's true. Those altcoins are dangerous, especially if you hit decent real quick." So yeah, somebody else is great to speak on that. Go ahead. Hop in
Oh,
there.
I was gonna say. No, I was gonna summarize what did they say? A hard head makes for a soft behind. So I paid the altcoin price where the Bitcoin just wasn't good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of cheated on Bitcoin and went with the altcoins. And when they dropped, they just never came back. That was in 2018. But Bitcoin is still around, and if I known, then what I know now, and made different choices. So now I don't even look at the price. You just go for the value.
Hey, what I like.
I'm sorry.
What I like to tell people. Go ahead. Oh, you had something, Granny? Go ahead.
Yes, I was just going to ditto off what you said, Terrence. I paid the price as well back in 2017 with the altcoins. And as you stated, they went down or went away and they never came back. And foolishly, I sold off my Bitcoin to buy those altcoins. So I've learned my lesson. And the only thing I purchase now is Bitcoin. And I may purchase some CJs. Wink, wink.
Can I jump in on here for a second?
Hey,
Lamar?
You can jump in. You can jump in, Greg. Right after this, what I was gonna say is, I like to tell people, like, when they're getting involved in crypto, period, if they don't understand Bitcoin and they don't understand how it moves, nothing else will make sense, right? So it doesn't really matter. Like if you're getting involved with something before you get involved with Bitcoin, it's not going to make sense because Bitcoin is that rising tide, right? That lifts all ships. So if you don't understand it, you don't understand how it moves. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for everything else that you get into.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, one, I do want to acknowledge Lamar. When I first tapped into this group, it kind of convinced me to move. I had some alts. It kind of convinced me to move everything into Bitcoin, and it was the best move I ever made. Now, I do want to say this. There are some, and I just forgot I had them. I had a few alts that were left over that I bought like 3 years ago, and they are now starting to come into fruition. I had one that I spent like $300. I looked the other day, it was $5,000, but that's the exception. That's not the rule. So I do want to say that. And so I guess that's. Sorry, I got a call. Had to hang up on him. Yeah, but anyway, so that's all I want to say.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to say about that though, Greg, is like, I remember when you made that switch that we were back at probably like $20,000 of Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
So your altcoin came up about 3 times, but the Bitcoin that you bought at that short period of time came up 3 times too. You had to wait 3-4 years to get 3 times on.
Right. Absolutely, Lamar. Absolutely, great point.
Yeah, so it just, timing is a weird thing because I can take any window, and we have these debates and things. I can take any window and make my asset look better, right? So what we tell people to do, instead of doing that, just look at Bitcoin versus your altcoin over the whole period of time, right? For when Bitcoin existed and then when your altcoin came into existence, do Bitcoin versus that altcoin. And there aren't many that are going to be at their all-time high against Bitcoin, which means that Bitcoin has basically beat them from their 2 all-time highs. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high last month, and a lot of people think we'll hit another one this month. And so if you keep looking at that and then you take it against one of your favorite altcoins, the ratio between Bitcoin and your altcoin, it'll be better for you to be in Bitcoin over the long run just based on that alone. So you just have to really understand. There are some people who understand how to time the market, but that's such a difficult skill to have. And it ain't really, I don't even know if it's a skill more so than it is. I guess it is a skill to be disciplined and know when to get in and out, but everybody's not going to be able to do that.
And it takes lots of time. I want people to really understand is I work for myself. I check crypto on a really a couple hour basis. So I'm paying attention to the tweets. I'm paying attention to everything. So if I throw a couple $100 into something, it's because I saw something. But I mean, you can see those rises go up 10x, and then when you try to sell it, there may not be a buyer. So I don't just chase coins whatsoever. There are some projects that I like. So for instance, like if I use a browser and I believe in it, I might put a couple $100 in it. If I see a project that I'm actually using and I think it's beneficial, I might put something into it. But just chasing coins to me is greedy, and people get burned that way. And even when I do make profits in any type of altcoin, the goal is to always bring it back into Bitcoin, because the whole financial system is based off of Bitcoin.
Facts. You do need time, attention, and energy, and it's definitely not something that you can have as a starter. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just takes skin in the game and experience, also, and time in the market. But to alleviate all of that, the safest and best thing to do is just accumulate Bitcoin, because it's going to go up over time without having to put any time, energy, or attention to it whatsoever. So that's going to be the safest place. Some of these other alternative routes are just a quick, fast way to, gain money. But with that, you can also lose money. So if you don't have the, what it takes to spend time and energy in the market, then you just need to settle with Bitcoin, because that's the best thing for anybody that's just coming into this brand new and doesn't have any skills or, lacks knowledge.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people don't understand too about the altcoins, it's very similar to every company in the United States being able to be posted on the New York Stock Exchange, right? Like if the entire country and every company inside of the United States, or the world for that matter, is on the stock exchange, like, yeah, you're gonna see things here that might look appealing in there, but it's like it's not really a whole lot of them that are going to be solid enough to ensure that your investment is going to be safe. And without knowing the market like that and spending some time, like Quavo said, it takes a lot of time. The best thing for you to do is get assets that are appreciating in value over time, and they're tried and proven. And for the crypto space, that's Bitcoin.
Hey, I got a question, Lamar, for the room.
Yeah, sure.
All right. And that question is this: is everything else, like every other investment, everything else more risky than Bitcoin?
Man, that's a heck of a question.
Hold on, say that again, Jakuma.
You said, is everything else more risky than Bitcoin?
Definitely.
Like everything. Like starting a new business, investing in gold, investing in a stock. I mean, I just seen Viacom take a hit.
What was you about to say, Black Regal?
I was gonna say, man, a lot of these companies, man, all it takes is a bad actor or a bad move by a group of individuals, or something of that nature. It's so many other outside factors that come into play when you talk about other companies or even other coins. Like, one of these coins can get hacked or get an attack or something like that, and it just kill the credibility of it. So yeah, absolutely, man. I think Bitcoin is like the easiest layup there is in terms of the investment world and growing wealth over time.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got a perfect example, right? I was in Miami this weekend, and we were talking about real estate and gold, right? So a few of my friends, they got like a lot of gold jewelry or whatever. But right now, Bitcoin is like neck to neck with the kilo of gold, right? So these guys are actually talking about selling their gold to buy Bitcoin because it's going to gain more value. And the same thing with the real estate. You can go out and buy a piece of real estate, but the Bitcoin is going to grow faster than you're going to be able to make off of the real estate. So right now, you got people that has real estate and assets and hard metals, and they're selling it for Bitcoin, which is this new digital asset that's just storming the earth. And a lot of people are doing it. They're just not publicizing it, and they're not making it public. But there's people like me that are getting rid of things that are assets now to buy more digital assets. And there's a lot of people that's making that power move as well.
Yeah,
a lot of.
I tend to look at it slightly different in the sense that Bitcoin is probably the safest passive asset, in the sense where you buy it, you just hold on to it, it goes up in value. I still say investing in yourself is the best asset. Learning things, building your own brands, building your own businesses. But that's not passive, that's active. So that takes time, energy, money. I think Bitcoin is by far the safest and best return on a passive asset, where you just buy it and you hold on to it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I should
Totally
that out. Definitely investing in yourself should be first and foremost. But Bitcoin is like equal to myself, so I'm going to invest in both of them 50-50.
It's kind of funny, Quavo, that you brought that up about a lot of the precious metal guys. I'm very big in the precious metal world. And a lot of the guys that I looked up to as far as mentors in the gold and silver world, like these guys are like guys I would have never thought would have diversified their assets into cryptocurrency, just as of last week started doing it. And these, like, they're all hitting me up in my inbox, hey, tell me more about this Bitcoin thing, tell me more about it, to where that they're hearing that their kids are selling their metals to get into Bitcoin, and they want to inquire and ask questions now. Hey, how do I get involved? Because we're sitting on quite a bit of metal, and I did see that conversion where a kilo and a Bitcoin was just about the same. Actually, a Bitcoin now is actually worth more right now as we're standing right now.
Which is ridiculous. That means we're going to be closing in on the gold's market cap, which is 10 trillion. It's a 10x from where we're at, but that's not nothing. We just did a 15x in the last year, and now we're talking about all these Fortune 500 companies having FOMO. Look, this is just my general thinking, and I'm just gonna think, off the hip. If McDonald's, if Lowe's, Goodyear tires, Johnson & Johnson fucking deodorant, whoever, all these guys put money in, Bitcoin is going to go bananas, and people are going to be looking for a dip, and they're not gonna get it. We're gonna be seeing $5,000-$10,000 leg ups, and people are going to be looking for a dip back down, just like now. People were expecting 40,000, but no one's looking for 40,000 before they're looking for 60,000 now. So get with the program. There's definitely room for everybody to get in, and you're definitely not too late. And stack sats.
Hey, CJ, you said that investing in yourself was a good investment. But I read an article recently where a guy was like, I had a choice whether I could go to college, pay tuition, or buy Bitcoin. And he chose to buy Bitcoin. His friends went to college, and he's a lot richer than them. So,
oh yeah, for sure. College isn't the only way to invest in yourself, because college means you are already going into debt. That means you don't really have the asset. You don't have that cash. When I'm saying investing in yourself, so for instance, when I started on this journey, I created videos about all the different things I was learning. So I had to buy a book. It was a CPA book. I don't suggest y'all do that, but it was a CPA book. I'm reading on it, and then as I'm learning, I'm creating virtual content so that people can look at it. So I had to buy cameras, I had to buy books, I had to, invest in the social media, learning about it. And that's why I was investing in myself. So yeah, from 2017 to 2020, really to 2019, it looked like it was a negative ROI compared to Bitcoin. But then in 2020, as Bitcoin rose up, people then looked at all the stuff I did, and it just made my personal ROI go up, probably at a quicker rate than Bitcoin. So, at the end of the day, if you get all the Bitcoin you want, but you're not educated in the sense of how you're going to use it, you gain all this wealth. There's people who get a whole bunch of money and go crazy. There's people who buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin, don't know about the IRS, and they're actually in a worse position. So I always say to make sure you educate yourself on everything, invest in yourself, create your own brands, Bitcoin is cool because you can use the Bitcoin name because there's no trademark on it. It's not registered company, but I always say invest in yourself. But if you invest in yourself and you learn more about Bitcoin, then that's a good investment to put your money into.
Hey, that man said he invested in himself and he 10x himself. Kudos, dog.
Right.
Big fact.
I have to agree about investing in
him
yourself.
to dig into that a little more. That's all.
I have to agree about investing in yourself because one thing even though I was earning some gains with Bitcoin, but I want to learn how to protect my wealth. How to pass it on from generations. How to not to pay that. If I die, what's the right vehicle to be able to pass it on to other generations and to also protect myself from taxes and things of that nature. So I consider that investing in myself.
Big facts. Definitely a win to avoid probate court and all the extra taxes to pass that wealth along, man. I'm in that phase too, man, learning those things.
Yeah, one of the things that we talked about in our last room, the teaching Bitcoin to the babies, is how do you manage your digital inheritances? It's a big thing. And like someone came on the stage and pointed out, we all have a wide range of family members, right? So myself included, I have some family members that are not in a strong financial position. And so sometimes poverty can make you do some crazy things. So how do you protect your assets so that they can be transferred in a way that makes sense for your master plan? Like, newfound wealth creates all kinds of wonderful problems or challenges for all of us. And if you don't build your knowledge as you go, you'll be just like that, unfortunate athlete who turned 21, made millions of dollars, and then in 5 years is bankrupt because they didn't have the understanding of how do you protect your wealth? How do you build your wealth? How do you spread it out over time so when you retire, you can still eat? There's an entire education system with money that doesn't happen in our community. And right now, there's an opportunity for us to make that happen, right? It's this whole conversation about wealth. And what does that mean? You don't have to be super rich to have conversations about wealth. You just need a plan and you need to arm yourself with knowledgeable professionals so that you can make good decisions.
Yeah, I see a couple things real quick I just want to address on Facebook, which is really cool. One person said they have to agree. That's Ryan Cooper. What's happening, Coop? I have to agree. Bitcoin is the way. Dollar cost average Bitcoin, y'all. And then I got another gentleman. He said he's learning a lot today. Rod Johnson. He said, glad I tapped in. So that's really dope. And then we got Joseph Henderson, which is, everyone's talking about us educating, investing in yourself, getting all of this. But the question is, his question has something to do more so with the market itself. He says, so when the bull run is over, what's the anticipated dip look like? Now, I'm going to tell you what the anticipated dip looks like to me. It looks like a 16-ounce ribeye cooked medium with some, a couple mushrooms maybe on it, a little sauteed onions. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like to me. What's it look like to y'all, man? What does it look like to
with
y'all?
a little bit of pink Himalayan salt.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it looks like an opportunity to accumulate more. You don't want to be that person that jumps off the bandwagon early and then you realize you could have had another 20x gains, but you got off and went elsewhere.
Somebody, and Corey made a really good point. I put it up earlier. He said the cowboy gets on the bull when it ain't moving. Think about that.
Yeah, he just sits there and relaxes. He sits there and relaxes and waits till the gate open.
Yeah, I like that. And Dana, matter of fact, followed up with that question and said, will it look like 2017 all over again? Well, do you all think we'll have that type of quote unquote correct? Y'all know I don't like the word correction. Like correction, what does that mean?
No, I don't think it'll be that bad. But if it does have a bear market, knowing what we know now from back in 2017, that would be the perfect time to accumulate more. So if it does go into a bear market like that, people like me are going to be accumulating more because I know in the future we're going to have more of an uplift.
Absolutely, totally agree. If it corrects, right, then yeah, a lot more people in the space are experienced now, and so you'll see a whole lot more. You'll see a whole lot more people just accumulating as the asset goes down. You're gonna see a ton of people just coming in and accumulating because all those people who were new in 2017 or new now, when they hit that this next if we have another bear market like the last, there's just gonna be people buying up Bitcoin.
I agree, Black Regal. And here's the thing. Hopefully our education here on BBB is landing on fertile ground, which means that when there is a trace back, people will know it's time to buy. So hopefully our education is landing in the right place. If there is a trace back, we know it's time to eat. So that's what I send out to our listening audiences on Facebook as well as here on Clubhouse. Just remember, when the price is down, it's time to eat.
It's time
to eat. I think that people need to stop looking at this as a negative thing. And that does, as Granny said, that comes with education. Once you start understanding exactly what this is, and whether this is an actual finite asset. Everyone calls it digital gold. I call it digital land, right? They're not making any more Earth. They're not making any more Bitcoin. So if you still understand that, the price of the land is going down, that don't mean, that still means it's still an opportunity to accumulate more. That's all it is. So if the understanding that this is still going to be a finite asset, stop thinking of it as a negative thing if the price pulls back down, because it's still going to be something that you still want to accumulate.
Fred, it's so crazy though. You said because I don't use they're not making no more land no more because there's a island in Japan. I think it's Japan or right off the coast of Japan or maybe it was China, one of those Asian countries.
Dubai.
that they basically built using garbage. Like they took garbage and basically made an island out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the only thing we know that is provably limited as an asset is Bitcoin. Because when they start making more land down the middle of the ocean and we have water world, people might start moving out there. You get what I'm saying? So we know that we know Bitcoin is provably limited. Somebody said, yeah. Look, it's funny. Facebook is on it today. Well, I like this. Joseph Henderson said, first time for great show, first time tapping in, still learning and great info shared. So he appreciates all of y'all up here, man. Appreciate all of y'all.
Hey Lamar, can we talk about this Capo coin by Jim Jones?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into it. You gotta let me know what it is because I really ain't really hip to it yet.
So I'm a little irritated about this. So I'm a huge rap fan. Jim Jones is not one of my favorites, but that's fine. He did some NFTs a little while ago, so that's cool. But he has something called this Capo coin, right? And so this is basically a creator coin that's going to make him rich. And I just wanted to say something about that because these are examples of noise in the system, right? I don't want anyone to get confused and think that a Capo coin is an investment. Save your pennies for Bitcoin. Jim Jones can continue to say, I'm sure if you buy a Capo coin, maybe you get a meet and greet and have a conversation with him, but that's not going to build your wealth. You're not going to be any richer if you buy that Capo coin, but you will be able to build your wealth if you buy Bitcoin.
It's going to build his.
Exactly. No, I just want to say that because you're going to see all of these celebrities that have these built-in huge followings and communities decide to use cryptocurrency as a way to get rich. They're going to tell you that you're investing in something, but the only thing you're investing in is their bank accounts. So I just please just recognize that these creator coins are noise in the system and they're distractions. And you should stay focused on Bitcoin.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. Just real quick.
Go ahead, because I was about to do it too. Yeah, me too.
So Miss Charlene, quick question.
Yep.
Who's your favorite artist?
He's dead. Biggie Smalls.
All right. So Okay, look, Granny. I know it's Granny yelling in the background.
Notorious.
It's Granny. It's Granny's. So there's no other artist you would love to see in concert right now.
Oh God, Prince is dead. I'm struggling. Michael Jackson is dead.
No Kendrick. No Pac.
Pac is dead.
No Anderson .Paak. My bad.
Oh.
Dang, Miss Charlene.
So
okay,
dang,
hold on.
The new Bruno's gonna be good.
Hold on. Let's
maybe
see.
Toby.
Toby. Okay, let's say Toby. Toby in good. I can't never say his name. In Wigway.
In Wigway. Yep.
In Wigway. So Toby got a concert coming up, and he says, "Listen, to gain access to this concert, you got to have this special NFT ticket. Are you going to go buy that ticket just to go see him in concert?"
I would probably buy the ticket, but I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get this NFT." I'm gonna buy the ticket because I want to see him in concert.
Right.
I'm not gonna buy his coin because I want to be in his community and trade the coin for stuff and things.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But think about it. There are people who are actual fans of his that would love to maybe get early drops of his videos. They would love to get extra, like if he puts out one of those crazy shirts that they be wearing, like at mint color, he puts out a mint jumpsuit, they might want to get it. There are fans that want access to that stuff. So
I get that.
So I can't say that it's all the way, like people just having fun, right? In that regard, you got your investment money, you got your saving money, and then you got your hang out with your wife and chill and have a good time money. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Lamar, but my concern is that people will buy that Capo coin and think they're in crypto, right? Think they're in crypto, i.e. they're building wealth for their family, right? So they'll be like, I don't need anything else. I got this Capo coin. I'm not investing in Bitcoin. That's it. I just think it confuses the marketplace. I'm a huge rap fan and I love all music, but I'm just like, dude, it confused. Our community is kind of starting from scratch when it comes to wealth education and financial education, and we can't afford any ambiguity. And I just think that it introduces ambiguity in the marketplace. It makes it hard for people to make decisions. And more often than not, folks are going to think that they're, in blockchain, in cryptocurrency, going to get a Capo coin, stop right there and miss the Bitcoin and miss this opportunity in Bitcoin. That's what bothers me about it.
I think it still comes with education, though. And that's what it boils back down to. I mean, there's literally another 9,100 coins out there that's not Bitcoin, whatever the number it is today, right? So it still boils down to education and people understanding to get into the Bitcoin space as that is going to be your long-term play. But at the same time, you just can't go out there bashing anybody that's creating their NFTs or creating something that it is some type of coin that's attached to it or utility token that's attached to it that's that they're able to use for their business, whether they are selling something for concerts, selling something for some type of swag, is that type of thing. There's a lot of things that's gonna be built on this blockchain, whether it is utility tokens or security or whatever it's going to be. But at the same time, that's one artist that's using blockchain in a certain fashion. So we can't necessarily just go straight into this is horrible for the space. It's great for the space when it comes to the NFT and everything that they're trying to do on the musician side. So what we really need to take from this is, there's a lot of things that we still need to educate our people on why it's important to invest in Bitcoin. But at the same time, there's still going to be a lot of different things people can invest in, whether it is, or buy, whether it is a NFT, whether it's some type of art or some type of music.
Yeah, let's make that clarification. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Granny.
I just wanted to say, I can see both sides of the coin from Charlene's perspective and Fred's perspective. Yes. As newbies, let's go back and think when we first got into the space. We did not have enough education under our belt, so we made a lot of mistakes. And as time went on, we become more educated, so we make better choices. And you know what the old saying is, when we know better, we do better. So with that in mind, with Charlene, having a protectionist attitude for people coming into the space, I get that, because she does not want to see people make the same kind of mistakes we made. And as she said, we do not have the historical background on financial wealth building or how money works. So we're going to make unwise decisions. So the NFT is a new, hot, and growing area. But I, like Charlene, would caution people, just don't jump too quickly. Make sure you do your education and you know what you're getting into, because I would hate to see you 4 or 5 years down the road and you did not get in, say, Bitcoin, and whatever NFT you got into is no longer wealthy and it's disappeared altogether. And now you're looking and thinking, oh man, if I had only. Well, that if I had only would have not happened if you would have taken it easy and got your education up before you jumped in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. I think you have to just understand there's a difference between buying and investing, like buying for consumption and investing. And so let me find her again. Miss Virginia on Facebook said, this is why education is vital, so people know the difference and what they are buying. And that's really, really huge, right? Because during a hype cycle, during a bull run, people come out of the woodworks with all kinds of stuff. And that shouldn't mean that you shouldn't buy it. I mean, that's on you. Like, if you like Jim Jones, I'm not a huge Jim Jones fan. I really wasn't huge with the Dipset movement at the time. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't really my cup of tea. But if you're a huge Jim Jones fan and he's giving you access, I mean, him adding Capo coin to it is just like him throwing some Skittles in your bag. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no difference. Like, you come, we gonna give you a bag of Skittles. You know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of premise. So don't think that you're going out here getting in this coin and thinking it's going to go up, because there has to be some economics around it and all of that. But if you're a Jim Jones fan and he's giving you something that you can collect and you feel like it's something worth it, hey, that's on you. My whole thing is just to know the difference, like Granny was saying, and to get that education. And even what Miss Charlene was saying, I just wanted to fight back against it, because all of us spend money on stuff that we just have a good time spending money on. Some of us
Lamar, can I
eat too many crabs or whatever.
Yo, hold on 1 second, man. I was waiting to speak. So
yeah, go ahead, Black Reed.
The other thing I was gonna say is, like with that, like I actually sat in the room with Jim Jones when he was going over this Capo coin thing. So I did hear him out, and the biggest thing he stressed about all of this was NFT education. So I can't say he's like in there just trying, and he was in there with people who are experts in this space, Lady Phoenix and the such thing, people like that. So he's definitely trying to like find a way to do so, and also push education for the NFTs and things of that nature. And you know what I mean? Like it very well could be valuable. Like, I mean, nobody here could tell me, like, if Nipsey released a lot of NFTs before he passed, like, that they wouldn't hold a whole lot of value right now. Obviously, it'd be people that would pay millions for those NFTs. So, yeah, man, that's just something to keep in perspective as well. Like, I don't think it's as much of a money grab as, I mean, like, Beeple and all these different people come in, like, you know, sell $69 million worth of art. So, like, to point out Jimmy, who's just another artist, has been tons of artists to come through and do the same thing. So, I mean, he got a right to get his money. And, like, salute to him for hopping into space and trying to pioneer and show younger artists how to do this thing. Because they're looking at people like him that are navigating in this space and jumping out ahead. So shout out to Jim Jones.
And then I would like to just jump in and say, you know, as far as NFTs themselves, I think that it's a huge opportunity in our community for our unsung artists, for those that have been taken advantage of traditionally, to be able to take the sales of their records and their masters and all these things into their own hands. And especially for our artists, we've got so many artists out here that have been looking for a way to get exposure to their art. And I think this is an opportunity. And I'm not saying that eventually that this thing won't die down. I'm not saying that this is not a bubble. But I really think that this is giving some of the artists really another opportunity, another avenue. And so I think for our hoods, this is a great thing. And I'm not speaking to the Jim Jones thing, but again, shout out to him for trying to do something different and out of the space. And again, I'm a huge advocate. In fact, I'm working on a project with someone that came and walked in and said they wanted to do something for the artists. Have had a couple of conversations with some of the likes of the people that deal with Mount Westmore and, Ice Cube, Snoop, all of them, just to really try to figure out how we can benefit the indie artists as they go forward. So I just want to share that because I think it's a huge opportunity for our folks. And it is absolutely different. So we're talking about, again, Charlene is correct, in education. But when you sit in this space and you see the different verticals, we want people to really understand that this is a huge ecosystem. And it's not just, it is about Bitcoin when you're talking about wealth creation and wealth building. But when you're talking about NFTs and some of these other things that are collectibles, it's just helping everybody eat a little bit more. And so, I just wanted to share that. And I am super looking forward to talking about some of the projects that I'm working on because they will absolutely help build this Silicon hood that I'm trying to build. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and I will definitely be creating a whole bunch of NFTs myself. I probably won't be buying any myself, but I'll be creating them. So I think that NFTs are a great way, like Lamar said, to, here's some extra Skittles. Who's been working with me? Who's been rocking with me for some years? Here you go. Here's some free collectibles. Collect them. And if you ever decide to sell it, I get some resale value off of it. That's the way I look at it as versus I'm not buying one. I'm not buying $69 million Beeple NFT artwork. But if I can create something that sells for $69 million, man, that'd be pretty cool.
I hear you, CJ. CJ said, "I'm selling, but I'm not gonna get high on my own supply." That's what he just said. Like, let's break it all the way down.
Really quick, I can speak on this one because I'm not under NDA on this one. We actually have our kids camp NFTs that will be posted in the next couple of weeks because we really feel like the kids and their art, they can do something with it. So we have Black Crypto Kids Camp NFTs coming to you. So y'all support our kids because they need to eat too.
Man, big shout outs to Naja. That's awesome. That's really dope. I don't think people really realize how big of a step that is. That you're bringing the next generation way ahead of most people where they're at right now. So big shout out to Naja for that.
Hey, I just wanted to make a point right quick. I just seen this tweet, right? The tweet says the total cryptocurrency market cap is now $2 trillion. Did you know that Bitcoin is $1 trillion alone? That means that Bitcoin takes up half of the total market cap. So all of those other altcoins, they equal up 1 trillion together, and Bitcoin equals 1 trillion by itself. Just wanted to make that point.
You just trying to say Bitcoin is the zaddy. I got you. That's what you're trying to say.
It is the king.
It's the poppy. I got you. What's up, Lawrence? Yeah, I know Lawrence said he wanted to say something on there. What's up, Lawrence?
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. Yeah, the thing I wanted to add when we're talking about the whole NFT versus Bitcoin, I was going to say I got an acronym I use when I'm kind of educating people on anything. I think it applies to this space. It's an acronym I use for pie, and we'll remember that because folks from the South like to eat that pie. But anytime you're looking at something, you're evaluating what you're going to do with it. I think the first thing you have to do is get perspective on it. What is it? What does it do? What can it do for me? Next is the I. You set your intention. What do I want to do with this thing? Is it for consumption? Is it for investment? Is it something that I want to build and turn into something? And then finally, you get down to the E, which is execution. So if you go through those 3 simple steps, you can make a conscious decision about how you're going to use that opportunity that's in front of you to evaluate. So gain perspective on it. decide your intention and what you want to do, and then execute on that intention.
That's what's up, Lawrence. That's what's up. Guess what, y'all? We done went over a little bit into our question answer because Miss Charlene, shout out to Miss Charlene for getting that conversation going, because Capo coin was on her mind. She's out here on Harlem versus Brooklyn beef. That's what's going on in this situation.
That's what that is. Okay, that makes sense now.
You know what time it is.
How'd y'all know?
So yeah, just to get us back to, you know, how we do, you know what I'm saying, at this part of the day, I just want to tell everybody this is the Genesis Block Live. I am your boy Big Mar. We are on stage with some very prestigious and amazing experts and people that are talking about the cryptocurrency space and from a different level. Shout out to everybody on stage. We've been up here talking about Bitcoin and what Michael Saylor is doing. Of course, we just Crypto Quavo just ended it up by saying that Bitcoin is king. And we also want you right now to go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com, blackbitcoinbillionaire.com, sign up, join, so you can get more information as we get it out to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start a Discord server so we can bring everybody together. We're going to bring everybody from all of our different channels, from YouTube, from Facebook, from Clubhouse, from everywhere that y'all know us. We're going to bring them all together into the Black Bitcoin Billionaire Discord channel, because we can also do stages there as well, so that if you can't get to Clubhouse, you can come here. And let's just say Clubhouse don't make it all the way, we at least have somewhere else where we can come together and talk about some stuff. And to be honest with you, Discord might be a little bit more private. It's going to be kind of like the church back in the 1960s and 50s. You understand what I'm saying? So come on through there so we can talk about some of this stuff and how it affects our community. If you're not a member of the Black Bitcoin Billionaire website right now, go there and join so that you get the information when we launch. Also, my man Trentino, my dude, they call him Toshi Tino, out here in these streets. He and I are about to launch our first shirt, right? The first merch and shirt and hat that's going to come out is going to be pre-sold. So we're only going to sell 2,000. Only 2,000 will ever be sold. We got a lot of people who have interest right now. We're only selling 2,000. It's going to be at a very good price. We're going to make sure we get it right in your size. Everything good. This is going to be the inaugural, the number one edition. It's going to be like the Jordans. We're going to put out some new merch as we go along, but this is the very first one. So people who have his shirts, going to be something special to basically share and show everyone what we've been able to build here on Clubhouse. So that's going to be coming out soon, but you won't get the information unless you join blackbitcoinbillionaire.com. Again, that's blackbitcoinbillionaire.com with no S. Go join so we can get you in there. And then you can get the email so that you know when to go buy, because I know I have a feeling these things are going to sell out really, really quick, like real talk. But outside of that, man, thank y'all for coming. Now we're going into our question and answer section, which is where I turn it over to Miss Naja. Miss Naja, I'm already looking at Facebook. I done asked most of the questions that have been on Facebook. If y'all have any questions, Facebook or hold on, I'm just reading this one question. If y'all have any questions on Facebook and YouTube, make sure y'all go ahead and get those in. So while we having this situation, this part of the episode, that we can get your questions answered. Somebody said, hey, can you offer some in V-neck? Somebody wants some V-necks, man. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all right now, we probably are not going to offer them in V-neck, because this is a very singular edition. We can't do a lot of customization. It's going to be one load off. Once we get all those out, it's done. It won't nobody else be able to get none unless you go print your own somewhere. And I wouldn't do that if I was you. So
yeah, I wouldn't suggest that.
Yeah, I would not suggest that if I was you. But that's the thing, man. So thank y'all. I appreciate it. But let's get into our question and answer, Miss Nasha. You can get it started right there on Facebook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for opening it up for Clubhouse. And I know we got Lawrence up here. Lawrence, did you have any questions? I know you were contributing to the conversation, but did you have anything that you wanted to share this morning?
Nah, no questions for me, Ms. Naja.
All right. What about you, Valo? I know you are getting it on with the different classes that you're holding, but welcome. Did you have anything to add this morning?
Yes, ma'am, and I appreciate you for everything you've taught me. I was actually just wondering if you guys were going to start a Twitter account for the Crypto Kids Camp and some of their artwork.
We do have a Twitter account, and thanks to the Black Bitcoin Billionaires job site, we hired a social media person over the weekend for that particular branch. So we thank again a shout out to the Black Bitcoin Billionaire Job Board. So yes, and you will start getting some Twitter posts, probably starting today. She signs her contract with us today, so we're looking forward to doing that. So absolutely.
Nice. And that's in there or Crypto Kids Camp.
Repeat it one more time, and I apologize.
No, you good. I was saying, is that under Black Bitcoin Billionaire
Okay,
Twitter?
so I guess we'll go ahead and move on. I didn't understand what he said, and maybe it's just my phone. But Miss Danette, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me in. I have, by the way, that was some great conversation, and I did learn a lot. So I appreciate that. I appreciate being here. So I have 3 questions, and they're really mixy. So I'm going to start. I have 3 coins, 2 of which are altcoins, and they're all probably, the altcoins are probably, I mean, I'm just guessing, but they look like they're probably the best performing altcoins out there. But I was thinking about taking one of the lesser and putting it into Bitcoin. So being that I can't talk about what the coin is here, is there a way that I can talk about that with someone? Because, it's getting down now to the wire. Like, I really want to give one of them up and put it into Bitcoin. So who, how, or where can I talk about that?
The net. I would say you should hit one of these mods up offline. But to sum it up, if you have alts and you don't have any Bitcoin, then you're doing it backwards.
No. So, I have Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin and I have 2 alts.
So you want to sell that xylophone, right?
Well,
you want to sell it and buy some Bitcoin. So hit up one of those mods up here on the top.
It's definitely not xylophone. It's a altcoin that has not failed yet, and it hasn't even gone down. It's 2 of them. One of them.
If you don't think it's going to fail, you don't have to exit the position. But if it's on your mind to exit the position and get in Bitcoin, then that's probably what I would do.
Well, yeah, it's on my mind, but I don't know much. I'm just listening to everybody talk. So it just sounds like, well, I know Bitcoin is the one. I was just thinking maybe I should, relinquish one and keep the other. But okay, so you said talk to one of the mods. Okay.
Who? Well, no, I think Quavo said it best, sister. Like, it's your decision. Don't do it based on anything that we're saying on the stage, because we don't provide financial advice. We don't know how long you've had it. We don't know, if it's a project that's near and dear to your heart. And I say it all the time. I am, to a certain extent now, not a coinaholic, more of a Bitcoin fundamentalist. But if I'm going to partake in some other things that I feel that are going to help my community, I will do that, not from the perspective of wealth building, but from the perspective of utility. So if you have a coin and you think it's a utility that you're going to use, or that's going to be useful to your family, I mean, I don't know how to say it, but you want to make sure that you hold that position if that's what you want to do. Please don't allow anything that we say to make you make a decision about what's right for you and your family. And so that's what I would like to share with you as we talk about that. And I hope that helps everybody really understand, because I have to get some Ethereum because I have to support these NFTs that I'm, seeking to work with. So that's the type of thing.
Okay.
And I don't think Ethereum is the great coin. I don't want to say it's not a great coin, but I'm doing it for a different purpose than wealth building.
Okay. See, you said a lot there. Honestly, I don't hold them or any coin that near and dear to my heart. But what I will say is that what you just said help me make a decision. I didn't get into any white paper, if that's what you want to call it, of those other two, but now I will. And the one that I find most useful, I guess I will keep that one and get rid of the other one. So thank you. I appreciate that.
And on that, since I'm not a mod, if you would like to talk about any of that, I would be happy to, have a conversation with you. I've talked to Naja about that whole thought process, right? Fairly recently, like about what you get into for the sake of support versus the sake of like you're actually investing it into something that you believe in based off of this and this, right? Not just to be flipping money. And I do that too. So if, like I said, if you have questions or just want to like go back and forth about some stuff or whatever, like I'm more than happy to do that with you. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And while we're on that note, and not to say that Crystal is not a reputable person, because that's not what I'm about to say, but I want each and every person that's on either Facebook, on Clubhouse, just understand that we have individuals that are in this particular room today, and they tend to, for the rest of the week, try to reach out to you to get you invest, to talk to them, to send them Bitcoin. No moderator on this call will be in your DM asking you for Bitcoin, asking you to follow us doing trades, asking you to do any of those things. So please beware. It is not us. If anything, we're giving you Bitcoin, not asking for your Bitcoin. So I just want to say that. And Crystal, thank you for reaching out and allowing her to contact you. So
Yeah, that's a good point, Naja. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was on your Wine, Women, and Crypto the other day. I don't know if you remember that.
Absolutely.
You and I spoke.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I don't. Just for the record, I don't sell it or sell anything other than T-shirts, I guess.
Oh yeah, I've been through that already.
Yeah, but just for the record, I was just offering peer-to-peer.
No,
I'm here to learn too.
I get it.
Yes,
it's okay. I've spoken to a couple of people here, and they're amazing. So thank you, Crystal, and so I know who to talk to basically, but I just thought you were pointing out one person in particular. So, does somebody want to say? Because I have a couple more questions.
I got a question.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, because we got to go back. Hold on 1 second, Jeanette. Let me see. Lamar, are you good on Facebook? Because we usually go back and forth.
Yeah, Facebook does a question that says, how do you all feel about Decentraland dealing with virtual real estate? Will it grow? That was from Deshaun Lockhart.
So, moderator number one, anybody want to deal with Decentraland? Moderator number one.
Personally, I think that it will grow just because people are naive to see what's going on in there. And once you get people who are naive into that space, they'll start telling their friends, bringing it on, kind of how like Fortnite grew. So I mean, I think that space it will grow, but I would just be very leery on what you invest into it. But just definitely do your research on it. But I think from a personal aspect, I think that space will grow because people are naive and they want to know and they're curious and they want to see what's going on in there. So,
what was the question? It was concerning Decentraland.
Yeah, it was talking about Decentraland, and do you think that the virtual real estate space is going to grow?
I mean, absolutely. I'll just be honest. Like, if you look at what is already done, like Decentraland is high demand. I think Grayscale is invested in the Decentraland. And then also, you look at this, like you look at other examples. So I don't know how many people are familiar with Second Life. That game is like one of the biggest games of all time in terms of NFTs and people being able to make a living and income inside of a game by making NFTs and custom skins, custom clothes, custom buildings, all those things of that nature. So I see that being a replicated version of that. Again, it's all about like people come to the space for different reasons. Like and Decentraland is gaming. So it's like people are going to get into gaming. Gaming will get people into crypto sometimes easier than even these conversations, because it's just natural for people to want to be a majority of people to want to be entertained, or they look for entertainment. So I think Decentraland definitely is going to grow for sure in the long term.
All right, thank you for that, both of the mods.
Yeah, just real quick.
Go ahead.
Can I speak to that just real quick? But here's the thing
Yes,
that
sir,
I always
mod
say
30.
about that. Second Life has been around, but how many of us actually fool around with it? Like, let's be all the way real. Like, this stuff the thing about games is that they are very fad-like, right? And Decentraland, if they don't gain a lot of the critical mass of people actually using it, it'll fall off, and then there'll be, Quavo land, and then there'll be Regal land, right? Like, I think that's what could happen to stuff like this. But at the same time, it could go on to be a phenomenon. We don't know. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you from my standpoint. We really don't know. So if you're sitting around hoping to buy some Decentraland, just know you're doing it out of fun. Like, it's just like a game. Know you're buying it, not like an investment, not anything like that. Look at it as a game. And then once you get in it as a game, then that's a different mentality than the stack, than what you'll be doing to stack Satoshis. So I'm kind of like up in the air on it, because I've just, a matter of fact, when I told y'all when I started, I built a game platform. So I've been around these games for a long time, and I've seen these ebbs and flows and how people fall out of favor with them and that kind of thing. Like, where there's a Minecraft, then there's a Roblox, but there were games in between that tried to do the same thing as both of those and didn't make it. You know what I mean? So you just gotta, to me, I think you just gotta do it, be as cautious as possible and know what it is you're really getting into.
I have a question as an everyday Joe, and anybody that's been here, y'all can attest to this. Buying Bitcoin.
Hold on, brother.
Raphael,
Yeah.
hold on 1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
we got a little bit of an order that we do on Mondays.
This is my first time. I'm sorry.
Next up to speak is actually Crystal, but Danette said she had another question, so we were gonna go ahead and take her real fast. But Lamar, were you done with that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All done.
All right, Miss Danette.
Thank you, Naja. I'm gonna make it quick. And these are pretty simple. Is there a platform where I can buy the Bitcoin with direct cost averaging, but instead of bi-weekly or daily, I can do monthly, or will they let me pick a date? Because I heard there were other places that you could do it. I just didn't know what their rulings were or how they do things over there.
Let me quickly take the time too, Miss Danette. I don't know if you've ever been to our Crypto Virgin Hour, but we can definitely go more into depth.
Okay.
This is more of the advanced, but at 12 noon, we have our Crypto Virgin Hour, and I'd love to answer that question for you.
Okay.
If you want to DM me, I can also answer that question, but we really don't like to give out names of companies online that don't support our community. So I'm going to make sure that, I'll give you that, but we don't want to give them all that play on this call, right?
Understood.
All right.
Yeah.
We appreciate
where do I DM you? I know you
just go to my Instagram profile. I'm if you Google Naja Roberts, I'm Naja Roberts everywhere.
Okay. All right. I will wait till then. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. So welcome.
Talk to you soon. Okay.
Talk to you soon. All right. Let's go ahead and take Crystal, and then we'll go back to Facebook. So, Miss Crystal, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if I came in late, so I don't know if my question is necessarily relevant to what you guys were touching base on this morning. But I was just trying to see if anybody had a feeling on the like how the U.S. is ultimately going to end up adopting this or not, etc. Like what that looks like long term in your guys' minds, just personal opinion.
I guess my question is, number one. Yeah, I guess my question is, what do you mean by adoption? Do you mean where they accept it as legal tender and use it for paying taxes, or just the fact that they're allowing us to trade it? Like, what do you mean by adoption?
Well, okay, good question, Lamar. Long term, the first, but in general, obviously we've had Janet Yellen and people, trying to have their 2 cents about it. right? And then when that happens, it kind of rocks everybody a little bit, worrying about whether or not there's going to be some, issues long term with like getting everything. I don't think so. Like personally, I think that, we might get some pushback and this kind of thing, but I think ultimately we will get a very long ways here, right? But again, time frame, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, how are you guys feeling about that right now?
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at what's going on right now, currently, the pushback is not as hard as everyone thinks it is. I mean, when the comptroller says that these banks can custody, and they've already started, when you're looking at like the BNY Mellons, and then Goldman Sachs is opening it up for several of their funds to be able to invest into Bitcoin. I don't know if it's really the pushback that people are thinking is happening in the United States. Now, do I think that pushback can come in the future? Yes, we talk about this all the time. And it might be strategic as to why they're allowing these banks to actually custody people's Bitcoin. Because if they ever wanted to confiscate them, it'll be way easier to do it in the banking system, in the regulated banking system. So yeah, I haven't seen the pushback. I don't know if anyone else has really, if they think they've seen pushback. I think it's actually been really slow. And I think that states like Wyoming are actually fighting against the pushback, so to speak.
I agree. Wyoming is absolutely helping us fight the pushback. And so I say that just to say, there are some incredible things that Wyoming is doing to just protect individuals that are wanting to deal in the crypto space. And I'll say it that way. So, but I think it's been very slow as well. It's not as fast as it was as far as the regulations and different memorandums that were coming out on a daily basis. In fact, I subscribe to a legal newspaper, and I read the legal newspaper every single morning as it relates to crypto and compliance and all those things. And it's really relatively quiet right now. So I'm excited about not having to change and pivot and do these things every couple of weeks. So I think it's really quiet.
Thank you for that. I'll look into Wyoming, and I assume you don't want to mention out loud the name of the legal that you signed up for.
No, I'll tell you, I pay for Law 360, and it costs me about $1,200 a month. They don't play, but I get all my stuff direct to my email every morning.
Awesome.
All
right, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, so I see people kind of going back and forth on Facebook, so I'll do this because it's kind of like someone was talking about they think the best place to have their coins is on Coinbase because you can actually own your coins. Somebody said you're not able to move coins from Cash App into your personal wallet. I think a lot of people are behind on that. I think a lot of people don't know that you can move your coins from Cash App into your own personal wallet. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that. And that's what we mean by own your coins, is by moving them from a custodial wallet where the banks actually control it, or some website or some application controls your keys, into a wallet where you actually control your keys. So that's what we're talking about. And so people who didn't know that, like, no worries, Jamie, at all. No worries. They said really my mistake. They didn't know. So yeah, that is fine. And also, before we get too far ahead, I am going to go in here, Miss Naja, pick a number between 1 and 35, please.
24.
34?
24.
Oh, 24. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is, remember I told you guys that I was going to give 50,000 Satoshis to the people that tweeted the Genesis block this morning, to one of the persons. And I said people, to one person that tweeted Genesis block this morning. And so now I'm going to go figure out who that is and announce them here live on the Genesis block. So number 24. Let's go see who that is, shall we? Let me see.
I think that's that Kobe Bryant Miss Naja was on there.
Yeah, she's on that code.
I'm glad y'all caught that. Glad you caught that.
It's at LA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hold on, where's the rest of? There they go. 22. Where's the rest of them? It didn't load the rest of them. 23, 24. There we go. It looks like Vaughn. Baladon Vaughn. Baladon, send me a request right now. You got to send it in the next 5 minutes on your Cash App to $Lamar for $1. Send me a request for $1 to $Lamar, and then in your memo, put in BBB Genesis block.
Did you say Baladon?
Baladon, yes. Is he on stage?
Baladon is trying to get on the stage right now, so we got him coming up.
Come on up, Baladon.
Hey, blessings, everybody. Blessings, man. Hey, I just threw a whole fit in my car. I just punched my punched the armrest and everything.
That's what it's about, man, brother.
Y'all know I've been rocking out with y'all for the last week. Every day since I started this, I've been dollar cost averaging. I've been doing $10 a day. Y'all be so proud of me, man. Yeah. I don't care if the market down or up. I'm studying on my own. The other night when y'all did the Satoshi Millionaire and I didn't get that Genesis question correct, man. When this dropped up today, man, I said, I'll never get that question wrong again. Y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm really out here learning too. And it's crazy. I was chilling with my 16-year-old cousin the other day, and just was talking about Bitcoin. He was like, "Oh, for real, man, this young boy, he went online and he went on Cash App and bought $1 worth of Bitcoin at 16 years old." You know what I mean? So, hey, man, it's only been a week, man. But boy, y'all done influenced me, man. I'm hyped.
And Baladon, you don't even have to send that request, man. I see your Cash App in your bio. So I'm sending you 50,000 Satoshis, man, to go along with what you dollar cost averaging, man.
Thank you, big brother.
Hey, Baladon, hit the horn for us, man, so them people can know you won on the road.
Hold on. What you mean? What you mean?
Hit the horn in your car. Hit the horn in your car.
Hey, where you want me? Hold on to it.
Yeah.
I heard it, man. I heard it. That's what's up, man.
You know what it is, man.
You know,
BBB, man.
We are super proud of you, and this is what makes us tick, brother. Because I remember last week when you had that party hat on, and I was looking at you in that chair. And I think it was on the Crypto Virgin Hour, and I appreciate you, and I am super happy that you are on your way to financial wealth for you and your family. So you just hang in there.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Y'all just made my day, man. That's crazy, man. I was on Twitter tweeting y'all like, come on, man, me. He said 24. I said, shoot, that's Kobe number. I got that.
Ooh, that's what's up.
God bless y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. Y'all don't even know it.
Hey, listen, everybody, shout out to Cash App too, because my man went directly in Cash App and started DCAing immediately. So shout out to Cash App for supporting us like they always do. Shout out to Exodus, who supports the Genesis block directly. We shout out to all of our dang on supporters, man. The dang on Exodus, Casa, Cash App. We got another one probably coming on soon. So hey, be on the lookout for that.
Join.
Shout out Sunjoin, Crypto Blockchain Plug, Black Wall Street app. Like, man, we could just keep going, couldn't we? We appreciate all of y'all, man, for the support that y'all give, so we can give these types of prizes to people like Baladon. Hopefully, he's careful. Be safe, Baladon. Don't get too hype in the car. Be, pulling your car off the road, nothing like that. It's good because we need you to have that generational wealth for everybody that come behind you, man. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that supports us, that allows us to do that. Let's get back to the questions, man.
Thank y'all, man. Thanks again.
Absolutely, you're welcome, man. Facebook will be next.
All right, on Facebook, I think we kind of went back and forth. It says, I'm not sure what happened. I think some people slipped through the crack. I'm so excited for him. I guess people fell through the crack. I don't know what's going on Facebook right now. Okay, got you. Okay, Kiki said, never got the Black History Month Satoshi drop. Kiki, put your Cash App in the actual Put it in the Facebook comments, because a lot of people are saying it. I even talked to my cousin. He's like, man, I never got it. I was like, go look at your wallet. Guess what? He never accepted it. Like, y'all gotta,
they expired.
Yeah, they expire and then come back to the people that sent them, because they want to make sure that you accept them. Y'all have got to accept them. When we send them to you, you gotta accept them. Like, real talk. But Miss Kiki, put it in put your Cash App tag in the Facebook comments. All right. Yeah, everybody keeps saying waiting patiently. Man, listen, our ambassadors have sent out, I'm talking about, to thousands of people. Matter of fact, we exhausted our list. And then when everybody got them back, everybody's saying they didn't get them, which is the craziest thing to me, because on the ambassador side, they all getting them back. And are we right about that, ambassadors? Y'all know we got a whole group of ambassadors saying that every time they I think it's the ambassador trying to come up right now to tell y'all that she's trying to give it to y'all.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely. I have so many. I know at least 20 to 25 Satoshis have been returned to me from Cash App because people failed to accept them.
25,000.
No, 25.
No, not just 25, Granny.
25 people.
Yeah, 25 people.
Yeah, that's right. But that's every one of them.
Right.
Every
every
single one of them.
If you
remember, we had 2 lists,
25
Lamar.
people. That's a lot of people that are not accepting theirs.
Yeah.
Remember, we had 2 lists, right?
No, y'all done went through several lists. That's what I'm saying.
I only got 2.
Yeah, but
No,
Granny,
I only got 2.
But Granny, I know that's yours. But then other ambassadors have gone through several lists, and they all got a lot of them returned. All I'm saying is that every person that signed up, if you had a good address, if your Cash App was a good Cash App address, then they sent something to you, because they showed me. I got all the what's names to prove it. They give me all of the receipts to show it. So they take pictures of everybody they send it to, and then they show how many of them are pending and people have not accepted it. They can't force you to accept what they send to you. I just want to let y'all know that they cannot force y'all to accept what they send to y'all. So once it expires, it comes back to the ambassadors, and they ask me, Lamar, what should I do? I'm like, send it to your friends, because that's the only thing we can do, because it's like we sent them to you. So we'll try to do it again. But y'all have got, I'm telling y'all have got to make sure y'all accept it. Everybody's like, send it and I will accept it. That's what everybody's saying. Send it and I will accept it. And here's the thing. The reason why I wanted some of y'all to put y'all's cash tag here is because when Miss Naja goes back, I'm going to go look and see if your cash tag is even in the list of names. Because some of y'all, I'm just going to be real about it. Y'all get on here talking about, I didn't get mine. But then next thing you know, I go look, it ain't no name in any other databases. So how we gonna give them to you if you didn't tell us? So but yeah, Miss Naja, you take it back over again. I'm gonna do some reconnaissance work and see if I can find these people and their missing coins.
All right. Well, thank you. And next up to the stage on Clubhouse, we have Tony. Welcome, Tony. All right, Tony. We'll give you a couple of seconds, but next up we'll take Fatina. Fatina, welcome to the stage. Maybe we're taking too long for these folks today. All right.
Were you referring to me?
Oh, yep, B. That would be you. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you for having me. I had 3 questions. Actually, the conversation today was kind of confirmation for me. I was recently at a family event, and I was hanging out with my younger cousins, and we were having a conversation about money. And they are very interested and very eager to learn when it comes to money. And I introduced the subject of Bitcoin. They didn't know what it was. One is in 2nd grade. The other one is in 7th, I do believe. But we were talking about it, and they were very, very interested. So the fact that you guys have books and things of that nature catered toward children is great news. But my first question was for Lamar. I wanted him to elaborate on his Down to Mars introduction, about the artist, where they may be from.
Yeah, so Down to Mars is a production group from Lexington, Kentucky. I mean, from Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky. They're from Lexington, but they live in Louisville. And actually, one of them lives in New York now. You might even saw one of them on the last SNL. He was playing the keys. His name is Malachi. So it's Malachi Mapson and cousin Pinky Liberace playing the guitar. But they're a production duo. They like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And they are like young, up and coming. I mean, they make amazing. Y'all heard the music. Like, they make amazing music, man. It's old school music from the standpoint of they using instruments, like real instruments to play. So yeah, that's who they are. That's who Down to Mars is. If y'all want to look them up, go check them out. They from Kentucky.
Absolutely. Big shout out to them. I'm also from Kentucky, and I had the pleasure of watching that group form together and grow into the major stars that they are now. I actually have been following Pinky's career for a little while. I'm a writer for music myself. So big shout out to them. My second question is, as far as wallets, myself, I'm new to Bitcoin. I don't even know what wallet to pick. There's a lot of options. Do you guys have any suggestions for a first wallet? I have Bitcoin on Cash App, like a little bit of it, but I don't know anything about wallets.
Would any of our moderators like to touch on that?
Okay.
So which wallets? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say Exodus is definitely one, so I'll say that. Exodus is a wallet. Also, Casa. Here's the thing that I haven't been saying. Casa actually has a single key wallet. So if you want to use Casa as a single key wallet and you don't want to go to the multi-sig, which will add a little bit more security, you can use Casa as a single key wallet. Just for the record.
Okay. And I will also say too, unless and Edge doesn't support Black Bitcoin billionaires, but Edge supports crypto blockchain plug. But I've been saying this to each and every one of you. The wallets that you use really need to be around your lifestyle and what you like and how it feels. And I have to publicly say that Edge wallet made some changes over the last week that is not, in my opinion, made it friendly for newbies. Casa has something that is comparable, and Casa does sponsor or support Black Bitcoin billionaires. So look into that single key that he's talking about. That's a free version, okay, if I'm correct, Mr. Lamar.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is incredible. So to each his own, but really just take a look at a couple of different ones to see which one works best for you. And I literally this morning at 4 this morning sent something over the Edge. They have just made it difficult, whatever this little change they made. But yeah, check out Casa. And if you need any further assistance, we're here. Again, this space is ever evolving. People are always trying to make their platforms better. And so you just kind of got to play with them to figure out which one works best for you.
Okay, thank you. And my last question would be concerning the mining aspect of Bitcoin and how important you think that knowledge of the process would be for like large investors, like say people that are investing millions into Bitcoin. Like, should they know information about the mining process?
Any moderators want to touch on that?
Yeah, I would say it's valuable for anybody involved in Bitcoin to understand at least the basics of the mining process and how that figures into the market. Obviously, the closer you are to the mining or the heavier you're invested, you're probably going to want to have more knowledge about it. But as far as for how fees are collected and how they protect the network and things like that, it's very important that people understand it, because when you invest in Bitcoin, you're not investing just in Bitcoin, the token that you can purchase. You're also investing in Bitcoin, the network protocol, the decentralized network. that is censorship resistant, and that happens a lot through those miners and people that put up and run their own nodes. So I would absolutely advocate for anyone in this space to have at least a base level understanding, and that should increase with the amount of investment that you make into the space, in my opinion.
And that being said, just because he's stating that you need to be knowledgeable, please be knowledgeable and know that people are going to solicit you to invest in their mining capabilities and their mining farms, and most of those are not real. So please do not get that type of education from them, because that's a bad deal.
Yeah, which goes back to making sure that everyone in the space should have a base level understanding, because if you don't understand what fact is, then people can convince you otherwise if you don't have that knowledge base for yourself.
Hey, I just want to say this. I just want to say this really quick. I'm sorry before y'all go on, because I did some investigating. And Kiki, you out here trying to out us on the dang on internet, and you ain't nowhere in none of these databases. So I'm gonna out you back. I'm the one with the mic in my hand. I just looked you up. I did everything I could to find you, Playboy, and I could not find you anywhere. So please go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com and put your name on the list so we can get you some coins, man. Okay.
And I did reconnaissance too, Lamar. I had 22 rejections.
Man.
You can send those to me, Granny.
For real.
Kiki said, look at my messages.
I was going to say.
Kiki, you gotta.
Do you love me?
Right, Kiki.
Are you riding?
Kiki, you got to do the things like everybody else is doing, Kiki. Like, you can't be hitting me up in my DMs. Listen, most of them DMs I have not gotten to. Everybody keeps saying I need an assistant, but I don't have an assistant because I'm not trying to pay nobody right now to just go through my Instagram. I'm not that famous. He said, I'm about to date you now, brother. Oh, man. Okay. And the crypto, here's the thing. Crypto Fumu, I just noticed you were in there a couple times. So somebody had sent you some, and you evidently didn't get it. Oh, okay, Kiki, I got you. Listen, I'm talking to him because he's on Facebook. I'm sorry. Kiki, I got you. Listen, go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com. You join. Once you join, it's going to send you an email. Verify that email, come back and go to the Satoshi Millionaire Challenge. Once you on there, there's a form to fill out. There are a lot of people who have already filled it out, so everybody else got it. Make sure you fill that form out, and then we will go from there. All right, do that, Kiki, for me, man, please. All right, thank you. Y'all crazy for singing the song 2S Comedy.
All right, y'all know I'm halfway crazy most of the time. All right, did we go ahead with Tony? Tony was done because Tony didn't answer. So, Sean, welcome to the call.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Tony. Welcome. All right, Tony, we can't hear you anymore. So we'll wait for you to get to a place where your audio is better. Sean Black Dollar. What's up, Sean Sullivan?
Nothing much. Hold on a second.
And Charlene, can you bring up T-Ma? I couldn't get her up. Can you bring up T-Ma, Charlene? Okay, Sean Sullivan. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm in welding class, so I had to move out of the way with all that noise. Now I just wanted to say, good morning to you, and afternoon to everybody else. I didn't really have a question right now. You guys have been pretty much answering, some things I've been thinking about.
You in welding class. You really need to holler at a sister. We got some containers that were just given us, and we need a welder out here in California. So hit your girl up.
You get me the equipment and send me a plane ticket. I'll be on my way.
All right.
And just bring some honey.
Hey, Sean, don't be playing. Hey, Sean, because she will. Hey, listen. Don't be playing now, because she will.
Yeah, I haven't graduated yet. We graduated in July, but I'm in flux cord and all that kind of stuff. You let me know. I see what I can do.
We are an equal opportunity employer. We don't even need no experience. so come on.
Hey, I'll at least make you some pineapple jam. So.
All right. Lamar, you got any other questions on? And hello to you, Sean. I did hear you say you wanted to say good morning. So good morning. Lamar, you got anybody on Facebook?
Yeah, everybody on Facebook right now is in a frenzy trying to figure out if I have their cash tag in the comments tonight. I'm just saying, just make sure if you gave to the building fund that you put your name on the envelope so we can put your name at the business meeting, so you won't keep getting upset at us and saying that we ain't say your name at the business meeting for the building fund. If you understand what I'm saying, make sure you put your stuff in the right place, y'all, in the cash tag, please. All right, back to you, Ms. Naja, because that's how everybody's doing. Yeah, what's going on? Yes, ma'am.
I stopped counting at 62 that I got back.
Oh, Lord. See, that's what I'm saying. She got 62 back.
Granny, and it's more than that. Yeah. I stopped at 62.
Yeah, Granny got 22
send
back.
Me yours, Falana. I need Granny. You can give yours to somebody else. I need Falana's.
Because, I mean, our folks, they are working their butt off. Our ambassadors are working their butt off. And I'm going to just be real with y'all. Since the 85 South show, like, that picked up tremendously. Because we were kind of out. We already gave everybody that we have through Clubhouse and what we've been doing on Genesis Block. Now the 85 South show is sending a steady stream. And I just hit up the ambassadors, and all I said was, I appreciate y'all. Because I'm trying to butter them up a little bit because it's about to be crazy here. I'm trying to give it time so we can build up another few good lists. We only got 100 ambassadors. So once we get that out, then I'm a get them to those people and they can get going. But yeah.
Hey, Lamar, you only got 3 more minutes on Facebook, so you want to take the last question from there? Or
they don't have.
Do
that's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing over here, Miss Naja. Everybody's talking about. Do you see me in the system? Did you get my email? Okay, here goes. Burying Miss Naja. Will I own my? Buying from. Dude, she actually put an R in there. Let's erase that. Get that out of the air. Move that thought. Buying from Miss Naja Roberts. Will I own my own coins and have a wallet? Very virgin over here. So I'll let Ms. Naja answer that one.
Absolutely. So we are all about self-sovereignty. So the moment your money hits our account, we take your Bitcoin wallet address and we send you your Bitcoin. Immediately, you are owner of your coin. You have your private keys through the wallet that you supply us with. So absolutely. And our staff will walk you through that process if you need help. That's what we're here for.
Kiki, hold on. Okay, listen. I hope you got that answer, Miss Lynette. Yes, she will help you out. Her staff is cold. I'm talking about they cold blooded. They're the coldest customer service in the Bitcoin game right now. I'm telling you that. But Kiki, where can I send a screenshot of my proof of me signing up, please? Just put your name in the database, Kiki. That's all you gotta do. That's the proof. When I see your name in there, that means you're in there, Doc. That's all you got to do.
So for the rest of y'all that don't know, please go to the blackbitcoinbillionaire.com and register. You and everybody in your family, have them go to the blackbitcoinbillionaire.com and register your family. If you're on Clubhouse, please click the greenhouse above our heads to join the Black Bitcoin Billionaires group here on Clubhouse. We have some phenomenal things coming down the pipe. We will also be giving out Bitcoin in a city near you real quick. So you better make sure that you are on the blackbitcoinbillionaire.com website so that you can be apprised of all the good stuff that's happening. We'll be giving out t-shirts, and I'm going to purchase my own Black Bitcoin Billionaire shirts that we're going to, that the supply is real limited because we're going to buy our own shirts to give out as we do this tour in the month of May. So you may only have about 1,500 shirts available because we're gonna buy those up so we can give them out on the road because we're coming to a city near you to give out Bitcoin. So make sure you register with blackbitcoinbillionaire.com.
And here's the thing. Once you register with that, so Kiki, you got to listen to the next steps, Kiki. Go to the Satoshi Millionaire page. It's actually the first post that is pinned to the very top of the site right now, or you can use the tabs, use the menu, go to the Satoshi Millionaire page. There is a form on there, Mr. Kiki. He said, y'all messing with me. I just got my bounce back. Now we love you, bro. We love you all day. All you just make sure you go to the Satoshi Millionaire page. It's just a campaign page where we're trying to encourage everyone to become Satoshi millionaires. When we started the campaign, it was, oh, Kiki said I'm a woman. Okay, I'm sorry, Kiki. So Miss Kiki, messing everything up with Kiki. Miss Kiki, go to the Satoshi millionaire page. Granny's laughing in the background. Go to the Satoshi millionaire page and do it there. And then I'll see you on the other one, okay? All right. Well, listen, y'all. That's it for Facebook. I know it was a whole lot of Thank you. Facebook, YouTube, it's always real when we have you guys in the building. Hopefully everybody understands what you have to do. Go to blackbitcoinbillionaire.com and sign up. And then once you put your name in, once we start sending out coins, please accept them from our ambassadors. Our ambassadors are working their butts off, and I appreciate everything that they've done and everything that they do. So make sure that y'all accept these so they can actually get you the coins into your wallet. All right. But outside of that, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Miss Naja, and everybody on stage. And shout out to Zay, man. Safe travels to him as he gets back to his crib, back to his family. And if there's nothing else, man, live, love life. If you live love, you will love your life. And we'll see y'all next time. Later.